And besides, it's fun, man. You gotta love what you do.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mike with KeyGlee, and today we're going to be doing a little sit down with our Florida sales team to get to know the team a little better. Today, I'm joined by GM Liam Ainsworth, AC representative Raul Fernandez, and Dispo representative Quentin Goodman. All right, let's start off by getting to know the team a little bit. So, can you guys give us a little bit of background on your journey in real estate so far?
So I actually grew up in England, and I have a big background in golf, and a couple of the members of the golf club I grew up at were in property development, so that kind of sparked my interest from a young age. And then, yeah, I came over here and tried the golf route for a little bit, and then, yeah, I've always been someone that likes to buy and sell things, so I think real estate was a natural progression for me, honestly, and yeah, no, I love it.
So I actually got it started in 2014. So my uncle, he has a brokerage actually in New York, right? So my dad also, he's fix and flip properties. So he's been doing it for a minute. So they were kind of indulging me into getting into it. I wanted to pave my own way and, stay away on it and make a name for myself. So started getting my license in 2014, started from there, noticing that everybody was becoming an investor in 2019. And I wanted to, it was like a trend going on. So yeah, that's how I started. I worked for this other guy, and that's pretty much how I started to get my feet wet, until, everything blew up pretty much. So
I got started in timeshare sales originally. In Florida, originally, we didn't have to be real estate licensed. In the mill, about a year in, I had to get licensed. So that's what prompted me to take the class and take the test.
All right, so we got to know, being remote, how do you guys stay so motivated and productive throughout the day?
We do a really good job of setting goals and holding each other accountable to those goals. So whether that's team goals, individual and personal goals, like that's kind of how we motivate ourselves. But I really don't see the remote side of things as a hindrance. I think, it gives a little bit of flexibility. And, what I've noticed from the team is the Florida team is always working, whether it's weekends, after hours, everyone's always grinding. So I know everyone's always motivated, which is, makes my job easy on that front.
So I'm a list guy. So I start off in the morning writing out my to-do list. And I got to physically write it out so I can physically cross it out and make myself feel better. But that's how I keep myself motivated. And as things pop up throughout the day, I add and subtract from the list.
I think it's a mental kind of thing. Is the drive and the eagerness to just wake up and because being remote is not like the same energy that you have when you're in office, right? So you can find yourself, a lot of people after a while they can slack, but dude, there's got to be something in you that you can do repetitive. That if you don't have it in you, that waking up and dude, I'm gonna start making some calls, I'm gonna start running deals, this or that. I mean, you're not going to last long. It needs to come from you. So driven, commitment. I think discipline is key here because not every day, let's be honest, we wake up motivated. There's some times that we're like, oh man, but we got to do it again. But I think discipline is key no matter what and whatever you do. So drive and commitment and discipline and, so yeah. And besides, it's fun, man. You got to love what you do. And it's like Liam says, the team has actually gotten very well for the past year and a half. We're not strangers anymore. It's like we're actually talking to ourselves because before it was like, hey, what's up? I got this, Now it's more like, hey, what's up? Hey, what can we do to make it better? So I think us getting more acquainted with each other has make everything work so easy and better and flowing. So that's a good thing. So drive, man.
I feel like the toughest thing, like when we've been in the office and stuff, it's like the office, there's a certain energy there. And if something bad happens and you're in the office and you turn around and Zach's doing a cartwheel or something, like pretty easy to snap out of that. But being remote, that's like one of the toughest things to manage is because it goes through peaks and valleys. Like there's one bad thing happens, it's typically there's a couple more things coming after it. So being able to bounce back from that, like Raul said, with discipline and be able to overcome that's what we're about.
So this one goes out to all three of you. What's your favorite aspect of our company's culture?
I would say for me, the foundation of love is like the biggest, it's the most noticeable part of the KeyGlee culture, I would say, because everyone is willing to help each other out. There's never been a time where I've needed help and haven't gotten it. There's just so much support for that, and it shows us, what we can do if we put our minds to it, and we have all the support we need. So that's the biggest thing for me.
It's definitely and life for me, and coming from an industry before where it was more competitive, and I'm a one-man army, but even if you want to go far, go by yourself, but if you want to go long, man, just go with a team. And that's one of the things that I love here. It's that everybody knows what they're doing, and again, getting to know each other even more, and everybody knowing what they're doing. Dude, that's great. Again, look, the word says it itself. And life, look how ants they build and they create and whatnot. Rome was not built on a day. Look, it's all about that. So teamwork does make the dream work. So it's all about being a unit for me, and life it is.
Yeah, I agree with Liam on the foundation of love. I love the camaraderie, but I also love the competitiveness. Always keeping track and just pushing each other to do better, sell bigger deals. I really love that, especially with Luke and getting the biggest deal in Florida history now. That just pushes me to go and get that title back.
Right, they took our title. You gotta get that back, man.
Yeah, but I love that it's always, like Liam said, no matter what, someone's always there to help you and work through and talk through problems. Like I call Raul multiple times a day, talk through how to work through certain situations and stuff, and everyone's willing to take time out of their day to help you.
Okay, I like it. So it seems like the Florida's team's got a little competitiveness in them. Is it like that just in office, or?
I would say less with each other and more so like we want to compete with Phoenix, right? Like that's like seeing what they can achieve and what they do consistently. Like that's where we all aspire to be. So I'd say that's where the competitiveness comes from. There's a little bit of competitiveness within the team, but more so with other markets, I would say.
This is the market, even though it has had its regulation. And I think, throughout the past year and a half, we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg, and it's just going to keep getting better.
All right. So for all of you again, 2024 is just kicking off. But what's something you're looking forward to this year in your career?
This year, my goal for the year is to break $1 million in sales. That's what I'm going to do this year and break it through. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So that also pushes us towards being Phoenix.
So last year we set a new record for closed gross profit, and I'm just looking forward to beating that record again this year.
Would my career keep growing within the company? No, not only that, keep establishing relationships. I think that's what we're all about here. And seeing the team grow again, dude, like what I told Liam, seeing praises for him, that Q as well, I think everybody's just doing great, and I just want to kill it, man. I just want to kill it, be on top. I don't want Phoenix to be on top. I like Phoenix. I want us to be number one. I'm done with that. You guys are already, the golden child, It's like we're the neglected ones, but the neglected is going to be the golden child, because that's how it happens. And we're going to be on number one, man. So we're coming, the underdog, it's coming. So.
Okay, I like it. You got to bring that competitiveness, okay? So you guys have all been around for a while, but what's some advice you'd give someone fresh into the wholesaling game?
So I've been in real estate for 4 years now. And if someone's starting out, I would say, pick your market. If that's where you live, great. If not, pick a specific area. Know that area like the back of your hand, and know how to comp too. If you can comp and you know an area, like that's a great asset right there.
Comping is important, but I also say starting out, it's also picking
Same. So went from retail to wholesaling. It's completely different. It's funny because I don't know about you guys, but I did not sound this how I sound when I started. Clearly, I got my alligator skin. So I think it's like everything, knowing your product, man. Find your niche. Find your niche, develop. Start, if you're beginning here, dude, focus on yourself, personality, making the calls, developing alligator skin, and yeah, get good at comping, get good at making relationships. That's one of the things that I have understood for the past couple of years with KeyGlee even more. But that's my advice. And discipline, man, because this is a roller coaster of emotions, because anything can happen in real estate.
Liam, so you mentioned you've been in real estate for 4 years. How long of that have you been in charge of the Florida team?
2.5 years now.
So in those 2.5 years, have things been how you expected they would be?
No, not at all. I think the biggest thing when I took over the Florida market was I didn't realize how big of a change it would be from the acquisitions position into a management role. And just having like the whole team reliant on me, and me essentially being the thing standing in the way of their deals going out and stuff like that. So I had to adjust a little bit there. But the team's come a really long way. Like if we look at the team right now, aside from our new Jacksonville employees or reps, we got Camelia, Juan, and Lisa. Aside from them, everyone's been with the team over a year. So in the amount that we've grown in experience, knowledge, whatever it is, like in that year period is just huge. Like everyone knows their stuff now. Everyone has all the tools in their belt to figure things out. So yeah, that's been the biggest thing that I've seen.
It's good to hear. So going forward, what are the expectations for the next 2 years?
Great question. Just keep growing the team. I know we have plans to expand into other markets in Florida. So just building out teams that can do that, and we can sustain that, and really just maximizing our potential. Like right now, I can see the potential that we have as a team. Like it's there. We're not quite realizing that potential yet. We're still doing great, and we're still on a really good path, but just realizing the potential that we have, continuously growing and doing everything we can to be the best. Like that's the plan for the next 2 years.
Well, with you guys leading the charge, I know Florida is going to be in great hands. I'm excited to see what you guys do in the future. I'm excited to see you guys keeping up with Phoenix. I really appreciate you guys' time and energy. Thank you for sitting down with me, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Bye, bro.